What's up, guys? Back for another Hawkeye Star Rail video, and this time, obviously, Pride One has a new tier list, and we gotta talk about it. I've seen a lot of memes of this one recently, which is kind of funny. None of them have anything to do with anyone who's been moved. It's just like I keep seeing like Anoxa stuff. Like I saw one, it was a JJK panel of Anoxa still being tier 0, and that's actually the only reason I even know this came out today, right? I originally wasn't gonna record because I'm still trying to finish Currency Wars. I am at well, it depends on what you think the final battle is. If I win one more, I'm at the final fight, right? Which is going to what, Wealth Emperor, I believe it's called, the last tier, right? But technically, after that one, there's like 20 other tiers, but like you don't get anything for it. But technically, the last really relevant one is the last like upgrade to the last tier, because the last tier my cat's screaming at me. But anyway, the last one into the final tier gives the enemies buffs, and then the next like 20 tiers after that is just +1 to strength, +1 to strength, +1 to strength, right, until they get stronger and stronger. But the last tier has the last sort of like buff to it. So it's like, what do you view the final fight as? The one before you get the final rewards, the one with the final like true actual like changes the difficulty, or the one at the very top with all like the percentage buffs, right? So I'll probably just do a video going into like the final actual tier, right? Sorry if that was confusing for all, but you know, I'm sure someone knows what I mean. But anyway, let's get into the tier list. So as first, we're gonna jump into the actual tier list, and then we'll look at the change log. Memory of Chaos. It should just be Memory of Chaos, maybe Apocalyptic Shadow stuff. Archer went down. Okay. I actually don't use Archer like at all. I don't have Sparkle, and I don't like how he's played without Sparkle, so I just have not used him ever. I know he's really good at single target. I could, I guess, see why he would be moved down, since there are like multiple enemy fights, and this could be pretty annoying for him. So far, nothing else. There they are. There they are. Okay, so we have Yunli down, Blade down, Topaz down, Jinglu, and Blade. Yunli is probably just, you know, she's aging more. Fair. Blade and Jinglu and main DPS are probably just because, and the content's not shilling them, but they didn't get the best buffs like Solarwolf did, or Kafka did. Topaz, I mean, she's old, bro. She's like, I would never use Topaz at this point. I'm sorry. Firefly, Fugue, and Rappa. Okay, I mean, this makes sense, right? Break is kind of just on its way out the door. It's pretty much what Dot was before the Kafka buff and the High Ceilings release, where they just need a character to come out. Anyway, if a character does come out, I'm sure they will jump up back at least to, you know, 0.5, right? I could see that. But until then, they're just kind of falling off, right? And then HMC is also down, and I think, oh, I mean, yeah, honestly, I could see that. I'm assuming they moved down because HMC is just that much better than them, and he's in off meta now, right? At least that's my understanding of it. Other than that, nothing too crazy here. Just characters who are old, just getting aged out a bit more, right? Did they ever change Apocalyptic Shadow? They did. Okay, so Blade went down again. Jiao Q went down. Evernight went up. Okay. Oh, Evernight went up a lot. Oh, Evernight's almost just tier 0 everywhere. Okay, okay. Fugue, yeah, so Break, it went down. These two went down. I'm going to assume most of these characters are going down because another character above them went down, and they're not anywhere near each other. Like, Moe's and Serval support DPS compared to Blade is just like a gap, so I'm assuming that's why they moved him down. And like Asta, Ratio, and Himiko went down. Okay, okay. I mean, this is like all like technically none of this matters, right? Because if you're not, you know, at the upper top of the list, you can move whatever you want. It's not gonna matter. Like no one actually uses Welt. No one is gonna be using Himiko on APOC anymore. No one's using Ratio in APOC. Like it is what it is. Yunli, I doubt people are using her in APOC. You know, it is what it is, right? So let's look at the changelog. Right, the changelog doesn't seem that different, right? Hang on, my cat be crying up a storm. 1 second, we're gonna pause the video just for that. Alright. Don't be wondering, the music even jumped too. I just let it play, and I saw what was wrong. He just wanted out of my room, and he's been very vocal about it. Regardless, we have what? Memory of Chaos, APOC, and they don't talk about a lot of characters. Like I said, they probably are just moving them down because other characters are there. So first things first, Archer is moving down to 0.5. Archer always hung around the tail end of 2-0, but was close enough that he was able to justify keeping his position. This phase, Archer has seen a significant hit to his performance, pushing him from holding on to the bottom of Tier 0 to becoming closer to an average performance to his peers in 0.5. SuperBreak following the footsteps of Dot, that's not really all you need to know, honestly. They need that savior for them, right? Then Blade and Jinglu, main DPS Blade and Jinglu saw momentum post-buff, but are now seeing less success and less playtime as the phase continues. After Evernight's release, many also filled their HP damage niche with her instead. Makes sense, you could use them for HP drain on the HP Remembrance teams. This is especially relevant for support damage Blade, who previously had a place alongside Castoris, which has been solidly taken over by Evernight for those that have her, okay? Topaz Nubi, Topaz permanently used alongside Fei Zhao, who is now often running without a dedicated follow-up attack damage dealer partner or with Cypher. I mean, that's nail in the coffin right out of there, right? APOC, SuperBreak, as in the case of LOC, SuperBreak is having a tough time in Apocalypse Shadow on average. We acknowledge in certain phases of playing SuperBreak sustainably can see success, but for most players, the characters within the archetype are performing at a high level to justify their own current placement on the tier list. As a result, we're also making adjustments as placements here as well. The fact that characters are Boottail, Firefly, Fugue, and MC. Okay, and then Evernight. The combo of Evernight and Castoris has proven itself over multiple phases to be incredibly potent. I don't need to read anything else. We know. We know. 20 buffs Castoris, we know. Other than that, that's pretty much it. In addition to all the changes above for both MOC and Ace Apocalypse Shadow, we've adjusted the rating of a number of characters to better reflect the meta line divide listed between tiers. If a certain character isn't being actively played, it doesn't have a niche within teams, therefore our meta, the rating should fall within the off-meta tiers, not the meta ones. Sure, I guess, right? All this really solidifies is Break really needs that really good support. Wink, wink, cough, cough. Other than that, nothing too like crazy to really like, you know, attack Bridewin over, honestly. Yeah. I mean, all there really is let me know in the comments what you think of the list. Do you think, you know, Evernight should have always just been tier 0 and everything? Do you think, you know, some of these characters going down is not justified? Let me know. And of course, I will catch y'all in the next one. Let me know how you're feeling about, you know, currency wars as well. And, yeah, I guess I'm just ending the video there, honestly.